Hello, my name is Reverend Dr. May Elise Cannon. Today is Wednesday, it's February 5th. Today is day 488 since October 7th of 2023. Today was another day of the International Religious Freedom Summit, and today Vice President Vance was added to the schedule. I was asked to give an interview to the media about his speech. And my main response, I just wanted to share it with you, was that Vice President Vance gave lip service to international religious freedom and liberty for all. However, the subtext of his message included deeply disturbing assumptions about the superiority of Christianity and the idea that only, quote, the right kind of people, end quote, should have complete freedom and human rights. In fact, Vance advocated clearly for the superiority of Christians who support Trump's agenda of American first at the exclusion of all who disagree. And as a follower of Jesus, the idea that America is a Christian nation ignores the multifaceted, complex, and often oppressive history of the United States. Vance started from a universal articulation of religious freedom to a partisan advocacy of Trump's exclusionist policies. There are many things that Vance did not say. He did not say that churches and Christians are protected when we seek to live out our faith by welcoming the stranger and protecting the undocumented. Vance didn't say anything about the grave injustices perpetuated against so many minority groups in the United States and also around the world. There was nothing said about the rights of Palestinian Muslims and Christians who've been violated in the ongoing war between Israel and Hamas. Nor did he say anything about the ways Jewish people have been suffering from increased anti-Semitism around the world because of being unilaterally associated with the unjust policies of the State of Israel. Vice President Vance called for the freedom of a person's conscience and the ideas to be freely expressed, your ideas, that people could just be themselves and express their ideas freely in community and on social media. Nonetheless, his message was loud and clear. He and this administration advocate for the freedom of some, as long as you think and agree with their policies and perspectives. As a follower of Jesus, I would love for the Trump administration to stop implementing policies that damage so many people and instead embrace the beautiful diversity of thought, perspective, and religion in this country and around the world. So some updates on the Trump administration and their engagement in the Middle East. Yesterday, President Trump declared that the U.S. would take over Gaza, that would turn it into the Riviera of the Middle East. He was speaking at a joint press conference with the Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu. Trump also reiterated his call for all of Palestinians from Gaza to be displaced to countries like Egypt and Jordan. Everyone has been up in arms about Trump's statements, that the U.S. would take over Gaza. The U.S. Secretary of State Rubio yesterday appeared to endorse Trump's plan for the United States to take over. He said the U.S. stands ready to lead and make Gaza beautiful again. Several Democratic lawmakers expressed shock over Trump's remarks. Chris Van Hollen of Maryland, Representative Rashida Tlaib, both described this idea as ethnic cleansing. It's literally the definition of ethnic cleansing. Some Republican lawmakers appeared skeptical of the plan. Senator Lindsey Graham said it might be problematic. Senator Josh Hoven of North Dakota doubted whether it was the best use of U.S. resources. And today there's been backtracking. So U.S. allies yesterday rejected the proposal to displace Palestinians. They argued such a plan would worsen the conflict and could violate international law. Could violate international law? There's no question. The White House press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, yesterday clarified Trump's remarks that Trump will not send funds to Gaza, nor pay for the reconstruction, nor has there been any commitment to send U.S. troops there, she said. Saudi Arabia said it would not establish diplomatic relations with Israel, a long-term U.S. foreign policy goal, without the establishment of an independent Palestinian state. Officials from Moscow to London reaffirmed the commitments that Palestinians should be allowed to stay in their land. Iran-backed militant groups, including Hamas, said the plan would exacerbate regional tensions, and in Israel, far-right leaders and settlers lauded the idea. The Palestinian president, Mahmoud Abbas, and senior Hamas officials issued statements rebuking the suggestion that Palestinians should be expelled from Gaza. And Saudi Arabia's foreign ministry reaffirmed its support for an independent Palestinian state in a statement issued today, adding that the normalization of its ties with Israel would depend on the creation of such a state. China, Russia, the United Kingdom, France, Ireland, Spain, Turkey, and Australia all expressed disapproval of Trump's Gaza proposals. The Trump administration yesterday announced that that it is arranging the repatriation of all U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID staff that are living abroad, located overseas. They have 30 days, and nearly all of the agency's direct hire staff will be put on leave effective Friday. Trump also signed a presidential memorandum restoring maximum pressure against Iran, as well as an executive order calling for the review of U.S. funding and the involvement of the U.S. in the United Nations. Also, an attacker killed 2 Israeli soldiers and injured 8 others in an exchange of fire in the occupied West Bank yesterday, according to the Israeli military. So far, there are no groups that have claimed responsibility for the incident. Tonight, I attended the opening dinner for the National Prayer Breakfast. And I don't know if you know the musician Stephen Curtis Chapman. You know, he was a Christian musician when I was growing up, was much, much younger. And tonight he sang a song that he'd written before, but he changed the words just for the National Prayer Breakfast audience. And I have to say, it was so incredibly moving. The song was all about peace. May there be peace on earth. And he named outright, he said, may there be peace in Ukraine and Russia. May there be peace between Israel and Palestine. And to hear him even just say the word Palestine in that room tonight was life-giving. So blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Be encouraged by that this night. In the name of Christ, amen.